Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this cut crease eye look. Now I must tell you there are other ways to do a cut crease as well, but this is how I have learned it. So let's get started. So I'll start with foundation. I'm going to use my good old mixture of the Maybelline Fit Me and the MAC foundation that I own, both of which I'm going to link in the description box for your reference. And I'm going to mix these two and apply all over my face and then blend it with my favorite foundation brush, which is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Like I said in the introduction, this is how I have learned to do a cut crease. There are many other ways to do a cut crease as well. So if you come across a YouTube video where someone does a cut crease in a different way, then you should know that you can do the cut crease both ways, like how I am going to show in this video. And if you spot anybody else doing it differently, then that is also the correct way to do a cut crease. But this is the easiest way you can create a cut crease. It's very easy. You don't have to do too much. So I'm just going to speed through this process. You've seen me apply foundation in almost all my videos, so I'm going to first apply the foundation, then the concealer, and then powder the face and set the concealer. So for concealer, I am going to try this new LA Girl Pro Concealer. I mean, it's not new, it's new to me. I have bought this recently from Nykaa, and this one is in the shade Pure Beige. Now, I really like the coverage on this concealer, and it's also very reasonably priced. The only issue with this though is the applicator. It comes in this squeezy tube, so you have to squeeze the product out constantly. And though the product is reasonably priced, I think for the amount of product they give in the tube is it's kind of pricey, because while I was squeezing the product out, I realized that it does not have a lot of product in it. So I think it's the price point is kind of reasonable, but I don't think they provide enough product, so I'm really not sure if this is a reasonable product to purchase. But in terms of quality, it's really nice. It provides very good coverage. I really liked it, and it's also not drying, and it does not give a matte effect, so I really liked it. And this shade is actually quite a good match for my extreme dark circles. It does have one good thing about this concealer is it does have a huge range to select from. So no matter what complexion you have, you can definitely find a shade match in this product. So do give it a try, because in terms of quality, this is really good. So I'm going to set everything with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. I'm using the shade Light. And this is a very important thing that you have to do. If you have applied any concealer on your eyelids, then you should always make sure before setting everything to take the creases off. So I'm going to use the same powder today to set my whole face. I usually just use this powder for setting the under eye concealer or just the concealer, but today I have chosen the same powder for my whole face. And I'll quickly draw my eyebrows. I'm using my good old innisfree autobrow pencil again. This one is in the shade Urban Brown or dark brown, I'm not sure. I'm going to link it in the description box. And this is the best eyebrow product ever. I even like it more than the goof proof pencil that I have from Benefit. This is, I mean, just see how quick it is. And you know, you just have to have your eyebrows in good shape, and if you don't have your eyebrows in good shape, it is still very easy. I mean, I have had worse eyebrow days in some of my videos, and you have seen me use the same pencil. I mean, if you have been watching me for a while. If you are not watching me, then I would request you to check my videos, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And okay, more of that later. Let's begin with the eye look. So what I'm doing is I am just going to apply a very light brown eyeshadow as a transition shade. I'm not going to do too much with the eyeshadows because that's not what I'm aiming at for this video. So I'm just going to create a transition, just going to use a light brown shade as a transition shade, and you can see that I'm trying to flick it a little bit at the end of the crease, like how you would draw a winged eyeliner, just like that. So I'm just trying to flick it a little bit because that's the line I will be tracing while I am trying to draw the cut crease. And I will repeat the same thing on the other eye. So you don't have to do too much, just flick it a little bit with a very light hand when you reach the end of your crease. So what I'm trying to show here is I'm not doing too much with the eyeshadow. I am just applying the eyeshadow over my crease. I'm not going to do anything because the cutting the crease part is going to come very soon. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that dark brown shade and I'm going to apply it right on top of that color which I just applied, but not that high, just right where my crease is. Now, if you're someone who does not have a defined crease, then you can definitely draw a proper crease by this method. All you have to do is just open your eyes and see where your eyes open. You will definitely see a line, and then that's where you have to actually start applying the eyeshadows. And even with this shadow, I'm just going to flick it at the end of the crease, just so it looks like a winged eyeliner. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the main part. I'm taking a very fine angled brush and I will take, and very little by little, I'm not going to take too much product at a time because that's going to mess the look completely. Just take a little bit of that black eyeshadow on this brush, and I don't know why I'm covering myself. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is right where my crease is, or right where I applied the last brown eyeshadow, which I said I had applied right on the crease, I'm going to start drawing a line, tracing the line which I have created with the two eyeshadows which I just applied. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just try to see what I'm doing. It's not very complicated, to be honest. You need to have a steady hand for this, so do not, if you can't really keep your hand steady, I would ask you to just keep your hand on a surface, so you know it's kind of steady. And if you notice, even at this step, I am flicking the line a little bit at the outside of the crease, or where the crease ends. So basically, I'm just tracing that dark brown eyeshadow which I applied right before this step. So even if you mess it up a little bit, it's fine, because I am going to apply a little bit of concealer on the eyelid area when I am done with this step. So if you mess up this step a little bit, I mean, if your black eyeliner or shadow is not, it does not appear as a straight line, it's still okay. So the best way to do this is to take a very fine angled brush. So that's going to do the trick. If you take something which has too many bristles, or which if it is not very fine, then it's not going to give you the result that you desire. And you can always fix any mistakes if you have made any with your fingers. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If you have made any mistake, you can definitely correct it at this step. So just take some concealer, the same concealer that you may have used under your eyes, and then with a flat shader brush, I'm going to apply the concealer on the eyelid area where I have not applied any shadows. So why I'm asking you to use a flat shader brush for this, because you can draw a very sharp line while you're applying the concealer, and that is going to just take away any mistakes that you may have made with the black eyeshadow. Now the reason I'm doing this step is because I'm going to apply a shimmery eyeshadow on top of this. If I don't apply this, first of all, there are two reasons for this. First of all, I wanted to correct the mistakes that I have made while applying that black eyeshadow. Second of all, if you don't apply a concealer or a white base underneath the shimmery eyeshadow, it does not really pop that well. So it serves both the purpose. I don't know why my eyes were watering so much today, but anyway. So if your eyes are watering, just make sure you take a tissue paper, or you can even take a Q-tip, and just place it on the inner corner of your eye, around the tear duct area. So do not just wipe your tears, because it's just going to mess up everything that you have done. Okay, so taking again a very fine shader brush, I am going to apply a shimmery eyeshadow. So I took this NYX Cosmic Metals palette. I chose that golden shade, but it was not doing anything. So I am going to go over with another shade right after this. As you can see, it was actually not doing anything. It appeared to be this very pretty golden shade in the pan, but it was not showing in my eyes at all. I don't know why was it appearing silver, because it's actually golden in the pan, but it was looking silver, and it's not looking how I expected it to look. Yes, I look extremely disappointed. So I am going to switch over to the glitter palette that I have, which is by Wet n Wild, and I'm going to take a very nice shade from that palette, and I will apply it right on top of this. So that's the effect I was looking for. You can clearly see the difference. So now you don't really have to apply the shades I am applying. You can choose any shimmery shade you like. It could be of a different color, not necessarily silver or golden. Now I didn't want my eyes to be too dramatic, so I chose a lighter shade, but you can definitely apply any colored glitters you like. Okay, so I'm just going to retouch that crease line, or the cut crease line. Just trying to perfect it. And then I'm going to take the mixture of those two shades which I had used initially, and I'm just going to apply it in the crease area so everything looks nice and blended. Okay, so I'm going to finish off with the winged eyeliner. I'm taking this gel eyeliner by MAC, and I'm going to draw a winged eyeliner. Now the trick here is to create the wing exactly parallel to the line which you have on the crease area. Now, if your lines are not parallel, it's going to look really strange. So that's the trick here. So if you're doing a winged eyeliner, make sure, and that's the purpose of creating that flick, because you want to have the winged eyeliner exactly parallel to that line. So creating a wing in case of this look, it's kind of easy because you already have a guide. So it's kind of easy. So you can create the wing as long or small you want, but make sure that it's kind of parallel. It at least looks parallel, if not entirely parallel to that crease line. Okay, so now I am going to apply this kajal on my upper and lower waterline, something that I always do. Now, if you don't want a smoky under eye, you can totally just stop after this step, but I do like a smoky under eye, so I'm going to take a little bit of that black eyeshadow on a pencil brush and I will smudge the kajal that I just applied. If you don't want a smoky under eye, you can skip the step, but I am sure everybody likes a smoky under eye, so you should definitely do this. Now if you don't want it to be that smoky, then you can use a lighter shade. You can maybe use the browns, not the black, but I like smoky eyes. So yeah, I have used a black eyeshadow and then apply a good coat of mascara. I'm using again the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. Yeah, Bad Gal Bang Mascara, and of course, as always, you can use a pair of lashes if you want. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do to the eyes. Now I'm going to move on to the face and I'll finish off the look quickly. I'm taking this Freedom contour palette. I've had this for a really long time. I think this is the first few products that I bought when I was actually building a makeup kit. So I'm sure it's super expired, but I'll try to find this product. I don't think I'm going to get it anymore because I bought this quite a while ago, so I'm not sure, but this actually has two powders and the picture of this is really nice. You can see how nicely it is contouring my face, and the brush that I'm using is again a magical product, not product, but a magical brush that I bought. This is by I think Pro Art. I'll leave the link of this brush also in the description box, and the product if I can find it. I will also use the same product for contouring my nose. If I can, I try to contour my nose the best I can, but I don't know, it's beyond help. And for blush, I'm using this blush duo by Nykaa. This one is my favorite. I really like it, and I'm using a stippling brush for this because the product is very, very pigmented. So I don't want to do too much of blush, although I like too much of blush, but yeah. And for highlighter, I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. This one is in the shade, I don't remember the shade actually, but I will leave a link of this also in the description box, and it is very, very pretty. Like you can see, very, very, it's really nice for the brides. So I will use this also for my inner corner and the brow bone highlight. I don't know why I forget to do this step always, but it's very important. It kind of takes the look to the next level. So I'm going to finish up with the lips. So I actually thought of using this lipstick before, which I recently bought. The shade is really nice, but I didn't want to go too dark with this eye look, so I used the NYX lip lingerie in the shade Seduction. But then I realized that it was kind of too light, and I didn't mind a little bit of darkness on the lips. So not darkness, but yeah, brightness. Yeah, that's the that's the right word. So what I did was I just dabbed a little bit of this shade from Nykaa. I don't remember the shade name, but I'm going to definitely leave the link of this. This is, I think, one of their new launches, and the shade is very, very pretty on its own, but along with this lipstick, along with the lip lingerie lipstick, this combo is really, really nice and goes so well with this eye look and the makeup. So I'm going to just retouch my blush. Like I said, I like a little bit of extra blush on my face, but you can totally skip it. I understand a lot of people don't like blush, but that is my favorite thing to do in makeup. I love blushes. So that's the finished look. I hope you all like this video. It's not a very difficult thing to do. It's very, very easy. If you concentrate, if you have a steady hand, it's actually quite easy to achieve. It's not very difficult. So, and I apologize for all the background noise that was there in this video. I was actually recording right next to the window, so it was quite busy today. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Bye bye.